866-977-4820. Let's go to John on the line in St. Petersburg. John, welcome to the Chris Markowski Show.
Hey, good to be on. Regular listener. I'd like to make a comment about this fellow up there in New Tampa, but I think I'm just going to comment on just this last caller. He's right. And if I'm not mistaken, what are they worried about anyways? Because when they serve their term, they go back home. If they don't get reelected, they get full retirement and benefits anyways. And their
either that or they go work for Fox News or CNN.
They don't have to pay back the loans.
It doesn't, either that or they become a contributor on Fox News or CNN. The 24-hour news networks have become what Fannie and Freddie used to be. They become like retirement plans for politicians. They just become contributors.
Exactly. It makes no sense whatsoever. So what do they care? Go out and do your job. Do what they told you or you got elected to do. Somebody have a backbone for once. But I would like to make a comment on this fella from New Tampa, not to get on him specifically, but you asked what is the rich level, so to speak. Well, let's just do a simple world comparison. In the United States, you have government-assisted housing. You have somewhat of a welfare situation still. You have food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, or Medicaid, all this stuff that go to the poverty or the low-income level. If I'm not mistaken, I think when you add all that up, it will equal out to about $40,000 to $50,000 per family. At that rate, you are the 95% richest people in the world. So where is his cap or his level of rich? My poor people, or the poor people in the United States, are richer than 95% of the people out there, if I'm not mistaken. So, he has no argument.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the funny thing is, John, reminds me the story I was reading. I think it was in one of Paul Johnson's history books, Modern Times. He was talking about how in the Soviet Union they aired a PBS special on poverty in America, thinking that, oh, geez, this is going to be great propaganda about how bad the United States is. But the people in Russia watch this and say, wait a second. You mean to tell me their poor people have color television sets and air conditioning and cars? And they couldn't fathom the concept.
Exactly. Absolutely incredible. And then we won't even talk about the income tax returns that people get that don't even pay in.
Oh, that's it. Well, yeah, everybody pays corporate taxes because you're paying that at the point of sale. That's priced into everything that we buy. I mean, we're in a perpetual state of paying taxes. But once again, I've talked about you want to really get the country on track once again. If you receive any sort of government assistance, my belief, if you receive any sort of government assistance whatsoever, we're a benevolent society. We're happy to help you out. But you know what? You don't have the right to vote unless, of course, you are a military veteran. You don't have the right to vote just as much as my kids don't have a right to decide what their bedtime is.
That's right. Well, I'm a former Marine, and there are times when I was coming up through, I have a wife and 4 children, and I get out there and I work every day. And there were times when I didn't have quite enough to do this or that, and there were times when you may need a hand. That may be true, but I have never sat on my tush and just taken it, and that's the problem. Get out and get a job.
Well, yeah, like I said, you have a whole generation of people that they feel like they're entitled to it. Obama's aunt, Peggy Joseph down in Sarasota, classic conversation with her. Just good stuff. Great phone call, and God bless you. Thank you for your service. Who's up next? We take one more quick phone call before we have to go to break. Let's go to Mike on the line in Brandon. Mike, welcome to the Chris Markowski Show.
David.
Oh, Michael's gone. Let's go to David on the line in Tampa. David, welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm a first-time caller, and I just want to make a comment. I've been in the apartment industry for about 28 years, and ever since the condos came, it kind of hurt my trade a little bit because of the income, and it's hard to get a job, but that's not what I'm going to call. For the first time, I've worked on a low-income property where a lot of people are getting government assistance and stuff like that, and I've been a Democrat all my life, and my whole family has. And as I've been there for about a year and a half, I've seen people taking government assistance, and they sit around the house. They've been there for a year. I've been there a year and a half, and just watching these people abuse the system has just kind of made me change to independent or Republican. I don't know, but I just feel that a lot of these people are, they're doing drugs. They have flat screen TVs in their apartment, and they're getting all this assistance, and they're just abusing the system. They don't even try to get a job. I think they need They need to meet the government halfway and get a minimum wage job, and then we'll help them pay, the rest to make a decent living. But just to sit home, and the same people for the last year and a half, I still see them sitting at home. Some of them are having more and more kids, and they feel like they deserve more than what they're already being given. And it's just kind of frustrating watching this, and that's all I wanted to make a comment about that. So I seen it live.
David, I appreciate your phone call. You would, I make a statement like that on the air, I'm going to be called mean-spirited, evil, all sorts of various different names. May I suggest libertarian? Someone who actually wants to follow the Constitution. That's what I am. I'm just suggesting the libertarian route, David. That's just the way to go. As far
you
as
wouldn't believe what I see. I mean, you're walking down the hallways. Everybody, they're smoking pot, and it's just kind of disgusting. And they destroy the property. They just throw trash in the ground. They have no respect for anything. And like I said, if somebody needs any help, I don't. I feel some people deserve some help, but don't just give it all away. And
help the hopeless.
I've never been without a job in my life. I don't make as much money now since everything turned condo. Our pay has gone down between $5 and $10, and an hour, and it's just very frustrating watching these people just get everything, and. I think something needs to be done. I just think that,
David, I'm with you, man. Help the hopeless, not the clueless. We're a benevolent society. And I agree with you 110%, man. Like I said, my son's godfather is involved in doing building repairs in New York City with Section 8 housing and the store. I mean, it's similar stories. He tells me the same exact thing. And the reality is a lot of these people said they're used to it. And you become like Pavlovian dogs to some degree, and you just constantly want to come up, and you're used to getting fed, and that's the way it is. I have to take a break.
Great phone call. 866. They destroy the property. I don't see why they don't want a nice place. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of the things. And I have, discussions with my family, and they say, "Oh, you're a Democrat." And man, if you've seen what's going on, you would change your mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel some people deserve some help, but they have to meet us halfway. Just sitting at home, I don't believe nobody deserves that. I worked all my life. I never went to college. I made the bed that I have, but just to get anything for free, I don't expect that.
Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done, my friend. And you're a newbie here to the Chris Markowski Show. You haven't called in yet. Great phone call. We got to get that phone call. We got to post that one up on the website. That's fantastic. That's good stuff. Great phone call. God bless to you. 866-977-4820. Don't go anywhere. We'll be